The smell of pine and cinnamon filled my parents' living room as I sat in the corner armchair, laptop balanced on my knees. Christmas Eve at the Harrison household meant crystal champagne flutes, designer sweaters, and the annual ritual of comparing achievements. "Daniel, tell everyone about your promotion." My mother's voice rang with pride as she thrust a glass of champagne into my brother's hand. "Regional sales manager at only 27. Daniel grinned, loosening his tie. "It's a big deal. 20-person team, 6-figure base salary, company car." I crushed my Q4 numbers, 200,000 in commissions alone. The living room erupted in congratulations. My father clapped Daniel on the shoulder. My aunt rushed over for a hug. Even my teenage cousin looked impressed. "That's my boy," Dad beamed. "Real achievement. Real money. That's what success looks like." I kept typing, reviewing the merger agreement on my screen. Section 4.2 needed adjustments before Monday's signing. "Rachel, honey, can you put that away?" My mother frowned at me from across the room. "It's Christmas Eve. Surely your internet thing can wait." "Just finishing something for work," I said quietly. "Work?" My brother snorted. "Mom, she's been on that laptop for 3 hours. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Rachel doesn't know how to be present. Always hiding behind a screen." "I'm listening," I said, not looking up. "Congratulations on the commission, Daniel. That's great." "See? That's not even sincere." He gestured at me with his champagne. "She doesn't even know what I do. She just types away at her little website projects and pretends she has a real career." My Aunt Linda leaned forward, voice dripping with concern. "Rachel, sweetie, your mother and I were talking. You're 31 now. Don't you think it's time to consider something more stable? Daniel has benefits, a 401k, career trajectory. What do you have?" "I have." "She has a laptop and a dream," Daniel interrupted, laughing. "Come on, Rach, we've all been patient with your startup phase. But you've been doing this digital marketing thing for almost a decade. When are you going to admit it's not working and get a real job?" My father set down his drink. "Your brother has a point, Rachel. We supported your experimentation, but you're not getting any younger. Daniel's already looking at houses in Westchester. What's your 5-year plan? More freelancing?" "I don't freelance anymore, Dad." Right, you have your company." He air quoted with his fingers. "What was it called again? Something with digital?" "Digital Reach Solutions," I said evenly, still typing. "That's it." My mother snapped her fingers. "Such a techy name. I never understand what you actually do, honey. You send emails for companies." "Something like that," I murmured, scanning the liability clauses. "See." Daniel spread his arms wide, addressing the room like a prosecutor. "She can't even explain it. That's how you know it's not real. I can tell anyone I'm in medical device sales and they understand immediately. Rachel mutters about digital strategy and online presence, and nobody knows what that means." My cousin Emma, home from her sophomore year at Cornell, chimed in. "My marketing professor says most digital agencies are just scams. They charge companies for stuff that doesn't work." "Is that what you do, Rachel?" "Emma." My aunt gasped, but she was smiling. "Don't be rude. I'm just asking. I'm actually worried about Aunt Rachel. She lives in that tiny apartment in Brooklyn, she never goes on vacation, she doesn't even have a boyfriend. And for what? So she can work 80 hours a week on websites." My mother sighed heavily. "We worry, Rachel. We just want you to be happy and secure. Look at your brother, he has structure, success, respect. He's building something real." "I am building something real," I said quietly. "Oh, honey." My mother's pity was worse than the mockery. "I know you believe that. But believing something doesn't make it true. Your father and I have been talking and we want to help. Richard's firm is hiring executive assistants. Good salary, benefits, normal hours. We could get you an interview after the holidays." I finally looked up from my laptop. "I don't need an executive assistant job, Mom." "Pride isn't going to pay your bills," my father said sternly. "You're 31 with no savings, no property, no retirement plan. This internet hobby has gone on long enough." "It's not a hobby. Digital Reach has." "Has what?" Daniel challenged. "Come on, enlighten us. How many employees do you have?" 93 as of last week." He laughed. "You do not have 93 employees. Stop lying to make yourself feel better. You probably count contractors or something. Full-time employees, I corrected. Across 4 offices. 4 offices. My aunt exchanged glances with my mother. Rachel, sweetie, renting a desk at WeWork doesn't count as having an office. We have offices in New York, Austin, London, and Singapore. The room went silent for a beat, then Daniel burst out laughing. Okay, now I know you're making stuff up. London, Singapore. Come on, Rachel. We're family. You don't have to create a fantasy life to impress us. My father's expression hardened. Rachel, this is concerning. If you're this detached from reality, you might need professional help. Your mother and I think you should talk to someone. This delusion that you're running some international company. I'm not delusional, Dad. Then prove it, Daniel challenged. Show us. What's Digital Reach's revenue? And don't make something up. I met his eyes. Last fiscal year we did $47 million in revenue. This year we're projecting $72 million. The silence was different now, uncomfortable, disbelieving. Daniel recovered first, shaking his head. Hey, that's just sad. You're literally making up numbers now. Rachel, please. This is pathetic. Just admit you're struggling and let us help you. I'm not struggling. You drive a 10-year-old Honda, my cousin pointed out. Your apartment is 500 square feet. You're wearing jeans from Target to Christmas Eve dinner. Those aren't signs of success. I drive a Honda because it's reliable. My apartment is in Brooklyn Heights. Do you know what rent costs there? And I'm wearing Target jeans because I spend my money on things that matter to me, not impressing people. Things that matter? My mother looked concerned. Like what, honey? Before I could answer, the doorbell rang. That'll be the Winstons, my father said, standing. Everyone behave. Richard is considering me for the advisory board position. He opened the door to reveal our neighbors, and a delivery person holding an enormous package. Delivery for Rachel Harrison? Needs a signature. Every head swiveled toward me. I'll sign, I said, setting my laptop aside and walking to the door. The delivery person handed me a tablet. Priority delivery from Manhattan. Must be something important to get it delivered Christmas Eve. I signed and took the package. A large envelope with the Wall Street Journal logo embossed on it. My heart started racing. It was early. The story wasn't supposed to publish until tomorrow's print edition. What is that? My mother asked as I returned to my seat. Nothing. Just work stuff. On Christmas Eve? Daniel shook his head. See? This is what I mean. She has no boundaries. Work stuff can wait, Rachel. Put it away and be part of the family for once. I set the envelope on the side table, but my Aunt Linda had already noticed the Wall Street Journal logo. Wall Street Journal? Rachel, did you subscribe to the newspaper? Something like that. Oh, honey, you don't need to waste money on newspaper subscriptions. Your father gets it digitally. You can just read his. Daniel picked up the envelope before I could stop him. What is this, some kind of promotional thing? He tore it open, pulling out tomorrow's print edition. Did you order this for? He stopped mid-sentence. His face went white. On the front page above the fold was a full-color photograph of me shaking hands with James Chin, CEO of Titan Corp, one of the largest tech conglomerates in the world. The headline read, Titanicorp acquires Digital Reach Solutions for $380 million in strategic digital marketing play. The room went silent. Daniel's hands shook as he held the paper. This is photoshopped. This is some kind of prank. Let me see that, my father demanded, snatching the paper. His eyes scanned the article, disbelief morphing into shock. He read aloud, voice faltering. Rachel Harrison, 31, founder and CEO of Digital Reach Solutions, has agreed to sell her digital marketing firm to Titan Corp for $380 million in cash and stock. Harrison, who started the company 9 years ago with $5,000 and a laptop, has built one of the fastest-growing marketing agencies in the industry. My mother grabbed the paper from him, her hands trembling. She kept reading. Digital Reach's client roster includes 17 Fortune 500 companies, and the firm generated $47 million in revenue last year. The acquisition positions Titan Corp to compete directly with major advertising conglomerates. Harrison will join Titan Corp's board of directors and continue leading Digital Reach as a wholly owned subsidiary. Her personal stake in the deal is valued at approximately $212 million. $212 million, my aunt whispered. That can't be real. I picked up my laptop. It's real. I've been finalizing the merger documents all evening. That's why I was working. The deal closes Monday, but someone at Wall Street Journal jumped the embargo. James is probably furious. I checked my phone. 17 missed calls from James Chin, 10 from our lawyers, 43 emails. Yeah, he's definitely furious. My cousin Emma's voice was tiny. You're worth $200 million? On paper after the deal closes. Before taxes. Most of it's Titan Corp stock that vests over 4 years, so it's not liquid. But yes, approximately. Daniel dropped onto the couch like his legs had stopped working. This is real. Oh my God, this is actually real. My father's face had turned an alarming shade of red. Rachel, why didn't you tell us? I tried to tell you. At Thanksgiving 2 years ago I mentioned we'd signed our biggest client, Samsung. You changed the subject to Daniel's sales quota. Last Christmas I said we were opening a London office. You asked if that was one of those virtual office things. At Easter I mentioned we were in acquisition talks. You told me to stop boring everyone with work talk. But my mother's voice broke. $380 million. Our daughter sold her company for $380 million and we didn't know. You didn't want to know, I said quietly. You wanted me to be struggling so you could feel superior about Daniel's conventional success. Every time I tried to share good news, you dismissed it as my internet thing that wasn't a real career. Daniel found his voice, desperate now. Rachel, I didn't mean. I was just joking around. You know how siblings are. I'm proud of you. I've always been proud. No, you haven't. 2 hours ago you told everyone I was delusional and needed professional help. You said my career was pathetic. I didn't know. His voice cracked. How was I supposed to know you were running a multimillion-dollar company? You never said. I said constantly. You never listened. None of you did. I stood, gathering my laptop and bag. The article details everything. Digital Reach's history, our revenue, our growth trajectory, the acquisition terms. You can read about my internet thing in the Wall Street Journal, since you wouldn't listen when I tried to tell you directly. My mother rushed toward me. Where are you going? You can't leave. It's Christmas Eve. We need to celebrate. Our daughter is successful. I supplied. Yes, I am. I have been for years. But you're not celebrating my success, Mom. You're celebrating that my success is finally visible enough for you to acknowledge it. That's not the same thing. Rachel, please. My father's voice was pleading now. Don't do this. We made mistakes. We didn't understand. But we're family. This doesn't have to change anything. You're right. This doesn't change anything. I was successful before this article and I'll be successful after it. What changes is that I'm done pretending your approval matters to me. My Aunt Linda spoke up, her voice calculating. Rachel, honey, I hope you know how proud we are. And I wanted to mention, Emma's looking at graduate schools for marketing. Maybe she could intern at your company? Family helping family, right? No. Linda's smile faltered. But she's your cousin. Surely. Emma's marketing professor told her digital agencies are scams. 2 hours ago, Emma said she was worried about me wasting my life. She can worry about her own career. That's not fair, Emma protested. I didn't know. That's exactly the point. You didn't know because you never bothered to ask. None of you did. Daniel stood, his face flushed. Okay, fine. We screwed up. We should have taken you more seriously. But what do you want from us, Rachel? You want us to grovel? You want us to admit we were wrong? Fine. We were wrong. You're brilliant, successful, richer than any of us will ever be. There. Are you happy now? I'm not looking for groveling, Daniel. I'm looking for basic respect. The kind you give people whose success you understand. The kind you've been getting your entire life for hitting sales quotas while I built an international company. My father tried again, softer this time. Rachel, I know we hurt you. I see that now. But don't make big decisions on Christmas Eve. Stay for dinner. We can talk like adults. We can fix this as a family. Fix this. I said, Dad, 30 minutes ago you told me to take an assistant job at your friend's company because my pride wouldn't pay my bills. You were ready to stage an intervention because you thought I was delusional. I didn't know the whole story. Because you never asked, I said. In 9 years, none of you visited my office. None of you met my team. None of you came when I won an Adweek award. You waved it all off because you decided I was the family disappointment. My mother cried. Are you cutting us off? Your own family. I'm not cutting you off, I said. I'm setting boundaries. You can read about my company in the Wall Street Journal like everyone else. You can brag about me now that the numbers impress you. Now that I'm a CEO worth $200 million. That's cruel, my aunt snapped. Is it? I asked. Daniel said 2 hours ago that I lived in a fantasy. You all agreed. Now that you know I'm rich, suddenly you're proud? Suddenly Emma wants an internship? That's not love. That's opportunism. I headed for the door but Daniel stepped in front of me. Rachel, don't leave. I'm sorry. I should have believed in you. I should have supported you. Please don't go like this. Move, Daniel. No. Not until you hear that we love you. Money doesn't change that. You're right, I said quietly. Money doesn't change anything. It reveals everything. It shows you never respected my work. It shows you only valued me when you understood the price tag. Your love has always had conditions. That's not true, my mother sobbed. Then tell me this, I said. When was the last time you asked about my life without judging it? When did you ever celebrate my wins? When did you treat my career as real? None of them answered. They didn't need to. I stepped around Daniel. I have a crisis call in 20 minutes. Merry Christmas. Rachel, my father called. If you walk out now, things will never be the same. I turned back. Good. The way things were never worked for me. I walked out. Outside my phone buzzed. James Chin. We need to talk about the leak. Call Izzy. I drove away from the house where I'd spent 31 Christmases feeling not good enough. Tomorrow the Wall Street Journal story would go national. Monday, every business outlet would cover the acquisition. My inbox would flood with requests. My family would see everything, the success they never believed in. Maybe they'd understand what they lost. Maybe they wouldn't. Either way, I had a company to run, a board seat to prepare for, and a future built on people who believed in me long before the money appeared. My internet thing had just sold for $380 million. Their approval came about $379 million too late.